Good morning, everyone. Before I start, I would just like to know that am I audible? Yes. Great. Because I couldn't hear the music very clearly. I just thought to check. Okay. So today we are going to start the fresh day this weekend with a new mindset. And before we jump into what we are going to discuss today, first of all, I'm sure you all had a good experience yesterday for that Yoga Day celebration which we had. Must have enlightened you. We will be coming up with many more sessions like these. So be tuned and enjoy the variety which we are coming up with in near future. With this, I start the session with one simple scenario today. The scenario is imagine that you have left for your work in the morning. Though it is a weekend, let's imagine it's Monday. You have left for work and you are stuck in a traffic jam. Now, when you are stuck in a traffic jam, you want to rush to office. So you are anxious, you are stressed out, you are worried कि ये traffic कब खुलेगा और हम जल्दी से पहुंचेंगे. Imagine in the same situation, the bus full of children going to school is stuck. The children are enjoying, jumping, and they are happy. The later they reach school, they would be the happiest in the world, right? Same way, if suppose there is an ambulance standing in that traffic jam, definitely there is a lot of, though we give way for ambulance, but many a times when it is stuck, there is again a lot of stress and anxiety in the mind of the people sitting inside. And one more group, bunch of friends who have gone out for vacation. They are in a bus full of tourists. So for them, this traffic jam might not make big difference. Why? Because they would love to explore sitting inside the bus and look around what is happening, the city, and maybe the environment. So the point here is that one situation, one episode, and one same incident, but everyone has their own way of looking at it. This is actually the vision, the way we look at anything from our angle is something what we are going to talk about. एपिसोड एक ही होता है लाइफ में, फैमिली में सब उसके साथ कनेक्टेड हैं, but everyone has their own way of reacting. Everyone has their own way of looking at it. And when we talk about something called as looking at an incident from our point of view is something called as perspective. देखने का नजरिया. This makes all the difference. So today we are going to highlight on this very important topic that what is this perspective? And if it is coming as a roadblock in our journey of transformation, can we do something about it to make our life better? How many of you agree that sometimes our perspective, our point of view, the way to look at things creates confusion? If you feel you have ever experienced something like this, type Y in the chat box. Yes, definitely. So you will feel there is some financial struggle going on, but one person is working towards it and the other one is stressed out. So this is the power of perception, power of your viewpoint. So now let us understand how it can be tackled, how you can take another view to look at the same thing and make your life a better space to be in. So just give me 2 seconds to share my screen, and here we go. So why we are talking about perspective here? Because after day before yesterday's session where we were talking about self transformation, this point of perspective is very important, because transformation will only work if you walk on this journey of perception, if you move positively in your path of perception. So let's take it further. So what is this power of perception? It is actually that lens. ये वो आपका वो specific lens है जो सिर्फ आपके ही आंखों में फिट है, and through which you see the whole world. Whatever you experience, the belief systems you have, the attitude, the behavior, the way you reflect, the way you think about it, all is about, all somewhere down the line is connected with your perception. How you interpret any event. आप कैसे किसी event को interpret करते हो. मैंने एक example से ही शुरू किया just to make you understand that how it will affect your thought process. So it also involves a lot of I should say, in your decision making, perspective also plays a vital role, because all the experiences you get, whatever you see, whatever is happening, is because of the way you are thinking and from where this thinking is coming from. It is your core personality, maybe your past experiences, your belief systems, your value, your own identity, your experiences. Everything has added to give you that perspective. So that's why perspective is that lens which gives you the clear picture. So now let's understand further that is it really helping us? If you see that if perspective is taken in the positive sense, if you have a viewpoint for anything which is helping you to grow, you will definitely have a stronger mindset. But if your perception, if your attitude, your reaction towards it is not helping you to grow, it is pulling you back. Your thought process, your viewpoint to look at anything. Like we are in our Indian culture, there are so many rituals, there are so many belief systems. We have been uh, traveling through our long journey of our ancestors. And those who are still stuck to those kind of old beliefs, which are not progressive, they see that they're still struggling to survive in this advanced world. Why it happens? Because that is not relevant anymore now. But we are wearing the lens of that era and still trying to live our life in that space, which is not going to help us. So if your perspective is not helping you to grow, it will definitely have some your health. It will have effect on your health, because you will build up anxiety, stress, your blood pressure is going to definitely fluctuate a lot. And because of too much of stress and other things, you know that you can have multiple other health related issues which might hinder your personality, your being itself in future. So if your perspective is working towards your growth, accept it. The moment you feel it is not, let's see what we can do about it. Then definitely your perspective helps in your relationship. If there is a fight between the couple, one is easygoing, doesn't bother too much, take it lightly, and after a day's time, the person is ready to give up and move ahead smoothly in the same pace. But the other one is holding it deep inside, grudging about it, feeling bad about it, and just not able to forget the whole incident. Now, what is happening? All this is building up that thought in your mind from where you are looking at in this situation. Now, the one who is holding is still struggling to see the better version. But the one who is okay and forgotten is moving ahead. So you can see how you tend to pull yourself back when you are stuck in any difficult situation, because it's all about the way you think at that moment, in that episode, in that incident of your life. So perspective is very, very important. And let me tell you, being a teacher, now it has become so important in making children understand this point of view, that in various ways we try to develop this critical thinking in the minds of the kids, that how they should get into the shoe of the other person and understand कि उसका point of view भी क्या है. We always react to one part of the story. We listen to one side and we just come out with our own conclusions. But it is always said that when you are acting as a middleman. You should always listen to both the sides to give any of your advice or judgment. So that's why it's very important that you build up a strong perspective and you're open for the idea. Point is, you're open, because then only you'll be able to start solving your problems. Otherwise, you will be always stuck and problems will be there stagnant with you forever. आप प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कैसे करोगे? बिकॉज आपका तो माइंडसेट ही स्टक है वहां पे, उस एपिसोड से आगे आप निकल ही नहीं पाए. तो आप क्रिटिकली कैसे सोचोगे कि कैसे मैं उसको इंप्रूव कर सकती हूँ? इफ आई वाज रॉन्ग, आई नीड टू वर्क ऑन माई सेल्फ. इफ द अदर पर्सन वाज नॉट डूइंग द राइट वे, आई नीड टू हैव अ कम्युनिकेशन. How will that thought ever enter your mind if you are stuck in that episode and you are not letting yourself grow? So this is how you react, and that's how the situations build up. I hope I'm making some sense where I say that yes, sometimes when we look at things, it makes the entire episode seem different. Last, if you see, the impact of perspective is that if you take it in positive sense, you succeed. Because now you are, like we were talking about, growth mindset. The people with positive perspective will always have a growth mindset because they welcome, they are open to new ideas, new thoughts. Like our culture, not our culture, I should say, that in various places there was like parda system in the earlier days, and they continued for years and years and years. It continued. Still, at some places it is followed, but you see how it is holding them back to grow as a society, because that's not relevant anymore. I'm not degrading any part, but I'm just trying to pick up an example and tell you that this is how you block yourself from your own success. So if you want to succeed, now success is not only related to any professional growth, it is being a successful person as a human being also. If you want to see your growth, you have to have open mindset. And that can only come when you adopt positive point of view, when you are open for others' view also. Now with this, I will tell you how you can do that. So there is a very beautiful concept of contrast. Now, what is this? The word itself says everything, that there are two ways to look at it: darker side and a lighter side. Okay? The world is gray. There is no black and there is no white. So let's accept that gray and take it further. So when you adopt or you accept this concept of contrast, you identify, you recognize, you start appreciating the different point of views. Everyone has a different point of view. Exam hote hain bachcho ke ghar mein, and every member in the house has its own way of reacting towards it. And the one who is hyper in the whole situation is the one who is after the child's life to study, study, study. The one who is little balanced will always say ki, okay, let's balance the two things. Let's let the child study and equally have some kind of free time. The point here to say is that when you adopt this policy or adopt this concept of contrast, you start looking at the point of view of the other person. So you become more empathetic. When you get into the shoe of the other person, you understand wo agar aisa soch raha hai, so let me try and think from his point of view. And then why is he thinking like this? So this is a very, very vast way of accepting someone. But it is a beautiful way to make your life balanced. You will see there will be less, controversies, less conflicts if you start adopting this concept of contrast. Because contrast always focuses on variety of viewpoints. Sabke viewpoints ko sunke, you develop your own understanding, and that's your unique experience. So that's the beauty of contrast, and this is how you can grow and ignore that negative point of view mindset and move forward. Now, how this concept will help you? If you start adopting this concept of contrast, now contrast way means you are looking from others' point of view also, and you are able to understand कि अगर कोई ऐसा भी सोच रहा है तो उसका भी कोई reason हो सकता है. You are giving equal weightage to the other person. So you see at the bigger picture. Now you are not only looking from your own lens, you are seeing things from a wider angle. And when you have that macro approach, when you have that macro approach, your mindset, your thought, your words, your action, everything will change. The way you start thinking about it might change. You will start appreciating diversity, because sticking to your own mindset is only making you sit in your own cocoon. But when you start accepting diversity, when you start accepting other point of views, you appreciate and you learn to grow faster. So this is the beauty and the power of this concept. So if you feel that my point of view was not helping me to grow and it was holding me back, small suggestion from our end is try the concept of contrast in small and bit possible ways. See how it works. If you feel it gives you solace, it gives you some piece of satisfaction, then definitely you could try it on a bigger picture and see the things turning upside down from your end. Now, shifting this mindset, if I'm asking you to shift, आप इतने सालों से किसी एक चीज को particularly किसी pattern में सोच रहे थे. Now, this one fine day, I just come up and say you have to shift your mindset is a very, very big task. I am not expecting anyone to go to that level, but let's start at a smaller level, micro level, small steps, small chunks, whichever, wherever possible. Maybe if a child is saying something, because of your point of view, you always react in a manner. Let's calm down, sit down for 2 minutes, listen to your own child, and maybe understand why, if he wants to go to attend that picnic, school picnic, maybe it is at a longer distance and you worry about safety and other things and you don't want to send your child. That's your view of thinking it. Maybe you would have got some bad experience connected to that, because of which that mindset has built up. And your belief is holding you back to let your child, because as a parent, you would definitely look for safety beyond anything else. But let's understand his point of view for a second and try to accept that, okay, if he's saying like this, maybe there is something good in that. So these small things can help you to change later, shift in the beginning. So you start embracing curiosity. Now, what do I mean by curiosity? Because when you are shifting your mindset from fixed perspective to an open and diverse perspective, and you are accepting contrast, you become curious. You want to know, no? You will obviously ask 10 questions. Like in the same episode of the child and the parent, if you want to understand the viewpoint of your child, you will ask 10 questions to understand and satisfy yourself. So you become really curious. So you see your mind is also churning and moving in better way. You are actually straining your mind for something good. Then you practice empathy. Definitely, when you empathy is nothing else but feeling the pain of the other person, feeling what other person has this, what is other person feeling, and you get into the shoe. So when you get into the shoe exactly, जब आप उसकी तरह सोचने लगते हैं, you are definitely becoming empathetic, better person as a human. You challenge your assumptions, because most of the time our point of view becomes our roadblock, as I said, and we assume a lot. What if this happens? What if agar aisa ho gaya to? What if? We live in what if a lot. So when you assume too much, that is what is, again, not a very good sign. So you challenge. When you accept contrast, you are challenging your mind to stop assuming and start accepting. And definitely it will give you new experiences, because अभी तक आप अपने व्यू पॉइंट से ही सोच के रिएक्ट करके अपने experiences आपने build up किए थे. Maybe when you see that your child comes back from the picnic and is really happy and has a long list of stories to share, enjoying that moment with your child is another level. And you will have a new experience altogether, and that time you'll feel proud of yourself. Good, I accepted that concept of contrast and I didn't block it from my point of view. So you explore your new experiences. Now, all these things are good till here, but practically how to work on it, because it's easy said and done. So बोलना तो बहुत आसान है. It's easy, मैं बोल दूं और ये सब आप करने लगो. But how? I should give you ways to do it too. So the ways are, first, be mindful. What is being mindful? We talk about it so much nowadays. It's just that be present in the moment. Don't hold your past. Don't think too much of future. Be in that moment and reflect. Reflect means go deep inside and then think about it. And then you give your own new version. When you start journaling, when you start writing your ideas, your experiences, your viewpoints, when you experience something new, you journal that as well, and many more things to write on. You see that again, this is another beautiful tool to explore the world. Because आपके अंदर से कई बार ऐसे ऐसे emotions and experiences and feelings you just jot down on the diary and you write, that you will also not realize कि कैसे आपने इतना सब कुछ मन में रखा हुआ था. So that journaling is again a beautiful way to adapt and adopt in this new style of contrast. Then you should have more dialogue and debate, because as I said, if you want to be more empathetic, if you want to get into the shoes of the other person, you need to have more dialogue. उससे बात करना, उसकी point of view को समझने के लिए you are curious, you are asking 10 questions. There might be a possibility बहस हो जाए. There might be a possibility debate हो जाए. But that is also a healthy sign. At least you are making an effort. At least you are putting that one step forward from your end, which was challenging one day for you. So that one step which you take is again a big reason for you to adopt this concept and look from others' point of view. Now, another but very unique style of broadening your perspective is exposure to art and culture. Now, you know that we have wide range of different styles of art and culture, not only in our country, but all around the world. The more we experience it, the more we know about it, the more we try to explore about it, what we will see, we will start understanding, oh, wow, these people, they same thing they do in this way. So you again, it gives you a way of looking at it, and traveling can be one beautiful way of experiencing this. Whether you are traveling in your own country or outside, wherever it is, explore the culture of that place, explore the art and literature of that place. It's not that you accept everything. Now, see, always you will accept things which are matching with your value system. You will not or never go beyond that, which is fair. You accept whatever is, like we adapt so many things from Western culture. And now our own country is, or the youth is just bubbling up with all those ideas which 10 years ago Western culture used to follow. Now, as a parent, accepting is very difficult because you come from a different era. But when you start exploring things, when you go advance yourself in different cultures, read about it, see how the backgrounds are, think about it, maybe you are able to accept in a little bit better way. So these are the benefits of, or these are the ways you can go ahead and adopt this concept of contrast. So before I go further and talk about our nutritional tips and the exercises recommended by our experts, I want to know from all of you that how your point of view, your perspective has helped you so far. If I would ask you to give one word in the chat box, what could be that one word? Okay, being in Australia for more than 10 years completely correlate your point. Thank you so much. I agree that. So one word you can just write in the chat box, which is connected with your point of view, your perspective. It can be anything. You were open, you were limited in your own beliefs, you are progressive. Words can be unlimited. I would like to read one word from everyone. So that's empathetic, okay? Or how many of you also controlled reaction? Definitely. Yes. So how many of you are ready to accept open is a good do? Yes, I'm happy that if you are already open-minded, you will understand the concept faster. Okay, now my question, just one last question, that how many of you are open to this idea of contrast? How many of you are ready to adapt this from today in a small way? Because our intention today is going to be that let's look from others' point of view and take the reaction further. Thank you so much. Me coming in. Let me just move quickly to the next one. So intention of the day, as I've already discussed, that today let's set our intention to one thing. How I'm going to look at a particular thing from any other person's point of view. Let me just try at least once. And whatever you do, however you experience, put it in the chat box, there in the group. So if you send it as your own experience, maybe your one reason can become a motivating factor for others. If you could do it, see, why do we ask you for takeaways? Because if you can do it, everyone can. Because we all are connected in some way or the other. Right? So let's set our intention for the day, followed by the exercise, which is given by our expert, Dr. Vanita. So she has recommended today hip mobility. Now, hip circles for 1 minute in both the directions, clockwise and anti-clockwise. Figure 4 stretch. For 1 minute, 30 seconds one leg and 30 seconds the other. Butterfly stretch for 1 minute. Side sit-ups for 1 minute. Again, 30 seconds per leg. So Malasana is 30 seconds. So our expert is very, she is lenient. She doesn't give you exercises more than 5 minutes a day. So I'm sure this you can take a screenshot and definitely try it once during the day at the right time, maybe an hour after having meal. Now, this is a nutritional tip, and this is really interesting because this tip is about ways to lower your insulin level in your body. So first and foremost is exercise. Any kind of exercise which suits your body, suits your temperament is important. Avoid simple carbohydrates like fruit juice and table sugar. Eat fewer and complex carbohydrates like whole grains, cereals, and legumes. Include more fiber protein in your diet. Choose healthy fats like almonds, walnut, avocado, eggs, and fish. And last, at least 7 hours of sleep every night. So have a good night's sleep and enjoy a fresh morning in. Okay, it's Malasan. Oh, okay, take it. So enjoy fresh morning after good night's sleep. So with this, we come to our ritual. But before we go to a final ritual, I would like to inform all of you that tomorrow is the day where we are going to again spin a wheel and see who is the next person who is going to get that chance to meet our mentor. So be there tomorrow, being Sunday, you will definitely be that one blessed one. So let's have one pick of the day. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. We are so happy that all of you, yeah, if anyone else is switching on the camera, we'll click one last photo. Thank you so much. So see you tomorrow. Goodbye and have a great weekend. Start with the right intention. Start with the concept of contrast. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.